Kleslaw, a dish as timeless as the summer barbecue and as versatile as the vegetables it's made from. But where did this crunchy, tangy salad really come from? The origins of Kleslaw date back to ancient Rome, where shredded cabbage was mixed with vinegar, eggs, and various seasonings, long before mayonnaise was ever a household staple. However, it was in the Netherlands during the 18th century that Kleslaw began to resemble what we know today, with a creamy dressing made from eggs, oil, and vinegar. By the time Kleslaw made its way to America, it was embraced as a side dish that could be served with anything from fried chicken to hot dogs. Over the years, regional variations sprouted up, with different dressings, added ingredients like carrots or onions, and unique twists. Preparation methods in today's world. Kleslaw is a favorite in homes, restaurants, and grocery stores alike. But how does it go from fresh cabbage to the mass-produced product we find in our supermarket deli sections? In this video, we'll show you the journey of Kleslaw from the farm fields to the factory floor. With a blend of tradition and technology, we'll explore how millions of servings of this classic dish are made with speed, consistency, and just the right balance of flavor. But before we start, I have a question for you. Do you usually make your own Kleslaw at home, or do you prefer buying it at your grocery store? Comment below the video. I'm curious to know. And now, let's get started. Step number 1, farming the cabbage. Before Kleslaw ever hits a mixing vat, it starts life in the soil on vast farms that specialize in growing one of the world's most versatile vegetables, cabbage. Cabbage is a cool weather crop, meaning it thrives in regions with mild temperatures and fertile, well-drained soil. Many large-scale farms grow cabbage in rotation with other crops like lettuce or carrots to maintain soil health and reduce pests. The process begins with preparing the land, tilling the soil to loosen it, adding compost or organic matter for nutrients, and sometimes laying down drip irrigation systems to regulate moisture. Precision farming equipment is used to plant thousands of cabbage seedlings in perfectly spaced rows to ensure optimal growth. Over the next 10 to 14 weeks, these seedlings grow into large, tightly packed heads. Farmers monitor them constantly using data from sensors, weather forecasts, and even drones to optimize water and nutrient use. Pest control is another key factor. Some farms use integrated pest management, introducing beneficial insects or using crop covers to reduce reliance on pesticides. Step number 2, harvesting. When the heads are firm and reach the right size, typically 2 to 4 pounds each, it's time for harvest. But timing is crucial. If you harvest too early, the heads won't be dense enough. Too late, and they may crack or spoil. On some farms, mechanical harvesters are used, large machines that cut the cabbage at the base, and use rotating arms or conveyor belts to lift and sort the heads into bins. These machines are fast, capable of handling acres of cabbage in a single day. But they also require skilled operators and carefully calibrated settings to avoid damaging the produce. In premium or specialty markets, however, hand harvesting is still the gold standard. Workers with sharp knives move row by row, slicing each head at its stem, trimming away the excess leaves, and inspecting each one for quality on the spot. Once harvested, the cabbage is immediately packed into crates or containers and quickly transported to the factory, often in refrigerated trucks. Step number 3, receiving an inspection. As the freshly harvested cabbage arrives at the factory, the next step begins. Receiving and inspection. Every truckload of cabbage is logged and recorded, often with details about the farm it came from, the harvest date, and the crop variety. This traceability is crucial not just for quality assurance, but for food safety compliance and recall readiness if ever needed. Once unloaded, the cabbage heads go through a quick visual inspection right at the receiving dock. Workers check for any obvious signs of damage, like bruising, cracking, rot, or insect activity. Anything that doesn't meet basic standards is rejected on the spot or set aside for composting or livestock feed. Let's dive into how Nathan's hot dogs are mass-produced Every Nathan's hot dog begins with top-notch cuts of meat chosen specifically to strike the perfect balance between lean and fat. Beef and pork are the primary players here, hand-picked for their quality, ensuring the iconic taste Nathan's is known for. However, the real action begins. Wham! When the meat reaches the colossal industrial grinders. These grinders are feats of engineering, towering machines equipped with ultra-sharp rotating blades. The goal? Break down the meat into a fine, even texture while preserving its natural qualities. To do this effectively, the grinders are fitted with advanced feeding mechanisms that guide the meat through at a steady pace. Forget the small-scale mincing you'd see in a kitchen. These machines handle hundreds of pounds per minute, churning out uniform results that set the foundation for every hot dog. Temperature control is another game changer in this initial phase. The grinders work within an exact temperature range to keep the meat chilled as it's processed, ensuring freshness from start to finish. From this point, the ground meat flows effortlessly onto conveyor belts heading straight toward the mixing area. But before that, the grinders are meticulously cleaned and sterilized between shifts to maintain food safety standards at the highest level. Once ground, the meat enters massive industrial vacuum mixers specifically designed for precision blending. These machines are the heart of the operation, responsible for turning raw ingredients into Nathan's hot dog magic. At this stage, the ground meat is combined with Nathan's signature spice mix, a recipe so well guarded that even the exact proportions are a mystery to all but a handful of people. But what really makes this step so advanced is the vacuum technology. By eliminating excess air during mixing, these machines create a denser, lighter blend, which translates to that signature hot dog snap when cooked. Overlapping paddles inside the mixers fold and knead the meat mixture at just the right speed, ensuring spices and curing agents are distributed evenly. The paddles don't just stir, they're calibrated for maximum efficiency, leaving no section of the batch untouched. This stage also introduces a measured amount of water and curing solutions to bind the blend and enhance its flavor. The water isn't just splashed in, it's added with pinpoint accuracy through automated dispensers that sync with the mixer cycle. After several minutes of blending, the result is a perfectly consistent, smooth mixture ready to go. Vacuums, paddles, and precise ratios work together here like a perfectly tuned orchestra. When the blending process is complete, quality control comes into play. A tiny sample of the mixture heads to the lab for testing, where experts ensure consistency in taste, texture, and even appearance before moving to the next step. Here's where things get exciting. The blended mixture is transferred into massive self-feeding hoppers, steel tanks that are capable of holding hundreds of pounds of meat paste. These hoppers direct the mixture to high-speed settings. Freshly cooked and flavorful, the hot dogs now face their biggest challenge, maintaining freshness for the long haul. This is where the flash chilling process comes into play. As they glide down conveyors, the hot dogs enter a chilling tunnel equipped with some of the most advanced cooling technology in food production. Inside this freezing tunnel, powerful jets of icy air blast the hot dogs from all directions. These rapid, controlled bursts quickly lower the temperature without affecting the texture or quality. Cooling this quickly is essential. It prevents bacteria from forming and preserves the hot dog's juicy and inner structure. The conveyor moves steadily, ensuring each hot dog spends precisely the right amount of time in the freezing chamber for optimal results. Within moments, the freshly cooked hot dogs transform into perfectly chilled products ready for handling. The rapid cooling locks in all the flavor and texture, so when they're reheated later, it's like they've just come straight from the oven. By the time they leave the chilling tunnel, the hot dogs are firm, fresh, and ready to be protected for their next step on the assembly line. Once chilled, the hot dogs reach the crucial packaging stage, the gateway to their final destination. Automation takes over completely here, making this a fast and highly organized process. First, the hot dogs are sorted and grouped into precise portions by robotic arms. These machines ensure every pack contains the exact number of pieces, whether it's for individual retail packs or larger food service orders. Next, the pre-measured bundles are sent into vacuum sealing machines. These machines wrap each hot dog in durable, airtight plastic, sucking out any remaining air pockets. This isn't just about aesthetics. It prevents freezer burn and extends shelf life, keeping the hot dogs as fresh as possible until they're ready to be cooked. At this stage, there's no human contact. The machines handle each step to minimize any risk of contamination. But precision isn't just about sealing. The packages are swiftly labeled with vital information, from branding and nutritional facts to batch numbers for quality control and traceability. Automated scanners then inspect every package for consistency, ensuring no detail is missed. Once sealed and verified, the packs are stacked into boxes using robotic arms that arrange them neatly onto pallets. These towering stacks of boxed hot dogs are secured and prepped for shipping, ready to leave the facility. The final step in Nathan's efficient production process is transportation, which ensures these hot dogs make their way to vendors all over the world in peak condition. The key here is temperature control. The boxes are loaded onto refrigerated trucks equipped with cutting-edge cooling systems. These trucks maintain a consistent sub-zero environment throughout the entire trip, monitored in real time to guard against even the slightest temperature fluctuation. No matter the destination, whether it's a local grocery store, a Nathan's franchise, or even a stadium vendor, the hot dogs are handled with care. The logistics systems ensure delivery speeds are optimized to match demand, reducing waste and ensuring freshness. These trucks don't just transport, they're an extension of the factory, maintaining the same rigorous standards until the product reaches its end. By the time the hot dogs arrive, every stage of their production has been perfectly executed, from grinding to stuffing, cooking, and freezing. What's truly remarkable is how the entire process, spanning intricate machinery and meticulous quality checks, results in a product that feels handcrafted despite being mass-produced on such an impressive scale. And there you have it, how Nathan's hot dogs go from raw cuts of meat to a worldwide sensation. The next time you take a bite, you'll know the effort, precision, and innovation that went into making every single one. It's more than just a snack, it's a masterpiece of modern food production.